Hi everybody, I appreciate you joining me and I hope you're doing well. Today I'm really just going to ramble at you for a few minutes about book reviews and what you should or shouldn't expect to see on my channel. So if listening to some middle-aged guy ramble isn't your idea of a good time, save yourself now. I wouldn't blame you a bit. But anyway, this was all inspired because Kevin Towle recently posted a video, I will link it below, about how he would like to see more reviews on BookTube. And that kind of got my intracranial fat wad twitching a little bit, because I too really enjoy book reviews, but I actually haven't posted any videos that are dedicated to a single book discussion or review, whatever you want to call it. And there are a couple reasons for that. First of all, I have never been an educator. My formal educational background and my inclination has always been more for STEM. So all that literary analysis stuff is just something I'm kind of uncomfortable with. I don't really feel qualified to do well. I can appreciate it when I read it or see it done well, but I'm not sure I have the equipment to put any of it out into the world myself. And another reason is that many of the books I read, I just don't see as being really great material for a deep dive review. For example, I'm reading one of the books I'm reading currently is called Spooky Action at a Distance. It's about the phenomenon of quantum entanglement, non-locality. And I'm having a lot of fun analyzing it just kind of conversationally with my friend Brandy the Bookclectic. We're discussing how non-local explanations for phenomenon have been accepted at different points in the history of science, and we talk about things like if certain observed phenomena do indeed prove to be non-local and not just a result of some incomplete understanding on our part, what that non-locality would mean in terms of implications for the notion of space-time, general relativity, causality to a certain degree. Really, when you come down to it, comprehensibility of the universe in general and the validity of the whole enterprise of physics. So, big topics. I love conversing about them, but I'm not sure I could present that sort of thing in the form of a book review without just coming off as a lecture. a lecture which, by the way, I would not be qualified to give. I mean, I have a bachelor's degree in chemistry. When it comes to quantum physics, I am way out over my skis. I mean, I had one course where I had to study some quantum mechanics. It was the second semester of my physical chemistry series. I think the mathematical prerequisites were a semester each of differential equations and linear algebra, if I recall. But that is not the stuff of expertise in quantum physics. That is elementary school level in the grand scheme of things. And you get my idea. You get the idea. I just wouldn't know how to do a proper review of such a book, really. So, what does all this mean? I'm not interested in doing a deep dive review on everything I read, but my hope is that some of what I read will strike me in a way that I'll be inspired to attempt to do a more dedicated video type deep dive, and that you will eventually see some of that on my channel. They'll probably come somewhat few and far between at first, but maybe if I try some and I gain some confidence, they might come more frequently. I don't know, but that's really all I have to say about the matter. I was just feeling kind of odd because, like I said, Kevin's video got me to thinking, hey, you enjoy book reviews. Why aren't you putting some out yourself? Well, that's why. That's why. But I hope I will be. So there you go. I hope you got something out of this mess. I will go ahead and throw in a puzzle update for those of you who are interested. For those of you who aren't, I bid you farewell. Hope to see you again. Take care. For the rest, I will see you on the other side of this very brief darkness. All right, I'm back. I'm not sure how much progress there's been since last time I did this, but I'm sure there's been some. Here comes the dreaded motion. North America. A lot of gaps are getting filled in. Water is the main challenge. Trying to distinguish between very subtle shades of blue sometimes. Your Middle East, Central Asia, Southeast Asia. It'll always be Burma to me. So yeah, it's coming along. I don't know, for weird obsessive reasons of mine, I'd kind of hoped to have more of the northern hemisphere complete before I moved into the southern hemisphere, but I'm tired of trying to pick through very subtle gradations in bluish whatever. I don't know. Almost gives me a headache sometimes, so I may go ahead and move into some southern hemisphere stuff just to reduce the number of pieces I have to deal with. So that's where things stand. Should actually accelerate as I'm working with fewer and fewer pieces as time goes by. But as always, I appreciate you for joining me. Hope you're doing well, and I'll catch you later.
But am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?